Hi guys, next month is NaNoWriMo, otherwise known as National Novel Writing Month, where the goal is to take the entire month and finish a novel. Now, I have known about National Novel Writing Month for 5 years now. I have finished once, but the problem is, as soon as I was done, my computer crashed and I lost all of my work. And that was a really great story too, which was pretty disappointing. So that will be at the top of my list when going over things to do when preparing for your novel. Now, there are two sites that are supposed to help you reach your goal. There's NaNoWriMo.org, which is the adult site where you have a word count of I think 100,000 words, and you work throughout the month. You put in you copy and paste what you have done, and it counts the words for you and keeps track of how far you've gotten. Now there's the Young Writers Program, which is for 18 and under, and I will give you a link to that down there. Now, okay, the reason that I'm doing Nano is because I never finish my stories. I start them and I have about 30 pages done, and it's just really discouraging when I have so many starts that if I combine them, I'd have a few novels done, but I don't just stick with one. So this year I'm going to do it right. And I'm going to talk to you about how I think we should do it. So I have you have to have a comfort zone when you're writing, and you have to be free of distractions. So when I write, I feel comfortable when I'm wearing hoodies or sweatshirts. So I will probably always be writing in a hoodie or a sweatshirt. You also need a neat place to write so you're not constantly distracted by all the clutter, which I need to get done because my desk will probably take a few months to clean. I might show you a picture of that. Plan ahead so you know what you're going to be doing during the month, so you don't get there and then have no idea what you're doing. So I'm working on my motivation because I have a short attention span and I get bored easily. So I'm going to get a bag of Hershey Kisses and have, per 1,000 words, I will have one Hershey Kiss. So if I get 1,000 words done, then I can have another. Which, for me, that'll work. I'll also have a written schedule of how much I should have done and what I should be writing about at certain parts of the month. If you're having trouble just getting the words done, then I suggest finding a friend who writes as well and doing a word war. A word war is when you have a certain amount of time and you both start at the same time and write as much as you possibly can, and whoever gets the most words done wins. Then after that you can go back and fix any typos or whatever, but when you're doing a word war, just go through and just keep going. When you're preparing, get people to sign up to bully you during November. So if they see you not writing, they'll be, you need to go write, you're going to fail again. Just have somebody that will constantly make you write. Because for me, if I'm the only one holding myself accountable, then a lot of times it just doesn't work. Before you start, you need to have a full plot, or at least you need to have at least a beginning and an end, so you know where to start and where you're going to be writing to. Let people know that you're going to be doing it so they know that you're not going to have a whole lot of free time. Clear your plans. Don't make any new plans. Take time to know your characters. I have a 5-page plot written out with character descriptions. Now, when I first started out, I knew what I wanted their names to be, but I didn't know specifically who they were going to be. So I just started writing. My main character is Jason A. Walter. and Jason is a girl. Now, I didn't know why I named her Jason, but I'm finding out as I write her character that it fits her. Um, Sometimes it's good to take a day and just pretend to be your character. Like Jason has mild OCD, and so I'm spending today trying to figure out what it would be like to be her. And I'm realizing that means I should probably clean my room, but I'm not going to take it that far. Just make sure during the month that you prioritize your time. You're going to need to give up online time, you're going to need to give up TV time, but if you finish your novel, it'll be totally worth it. Read the books that inspire you. Without reading, then you're probably not going to be a very good writer. I have 3 books specifically that inspired me for my plot this year. The first would be Paper Towns by John Green. The second, Winter Girls. And the third, 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. Okay, now that you know how to prepare for the actual writing, let's get into what's going to happen when you actually start. Now this year, Nano starts on a Friday. So if you have a really busy social life, which I do not, make sure you leave that Friday free, because that's when you're going to be the most inspired to write. Just write until you can write no longer that day. Don't go back and fix the mistakes you've made, except for, of course, typos or big mistakes that can't go unfixed. Then you just don't quit writing. Anytime you have free time, write. That's just about it. You just have to keep writing and keep the idea of what you want to write in your head. Stay excited about what you're writing. Keep the characters, think of them as real people, and watch their lives unfold. And once you get going, your writing just kind of, it writes itself. You lose control of what your characters are doing and what's happening in your story. You'll get brilliant new ideas that you'll need to write into your plot. And just don't get discouraged, because eventually, even though it feels like it takes forever to write each page, it all adds up. Okay, now I know this is a bit creepy, but I have this notebook. And, if you know a writer, then, if you are a writer, then you know that you're going to use people conversations you've had in your writing. So I carry this notebook with me to write down things that I want to add into my stories, like funny conversations I've had. Stuff like that. Just anything that I hear or see that needs to be added in. I would suggest carrying this with you for about at least a month before you start. And if you start now, then you've got 21 days, 3 weeks. You should probably also know what your plot's going to be now, so you can have ideas developing in your head, and you're not just completely pantsing it. For those of you who don't know what pantsing it means, that means writing on the seat of your pants, which means you don't have a plot, you're just writing. Alright, what about after you finish? Well, after you finish, you become rich and famous, and it's just great. Actually, no, I lied, and I need this. So, what actually happens after you finish is you get to edit a lot. You get to reread your work, and you get to fix all the mistakes you've made, and just keep revising until it's perfect. Well, your writing will probably never be perfect, but as close to perfect as you can possibly make it. And after that, I have no idea what to tell you to do. You'll have to get somebody that actually knows what they're doing. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comment below. If you're doing nano, comment below. If you have any suggestions, comment below. Because commenting up above just won't work because that's the search bar, not the comment bar. Okay, thanks. Bye.